Cozy Conversations, episode 378. Take one. Or two, but take one.
Yeehaw.
Rip.
Off to the races.
Welcome to Cozy Convos, everybody. I'm
Hey.
Lauren.
And I'm Michelle.
And we are going to have a cozy conversations. We're going to have some ups, we're going to have some downs.
And we're going to have some all-arounds.
It's exactly correct.
It's the gymnastics. The gymnasts aren't competing right now.
No,
in the
that's
Olympics, are they?
summer, Michelle.
Good to know.
That's summer.
Good to know. That's how much I've been watching.
Let's talk about what we're drinking real quick. We are enjoying some Umbria Cafe or Cafe Umbria Espresso. Cheers.
In a darling little cup.
Closest thing to an Italian espresso that I've had since I've been back from Italy, 2 years now almost.
To die for.
Joining us on this little beverage quest, we've got some San Pellegrino sparkling water.
It's our favorite drink.
And we are not being sponsored by any of these brands yet. And then we also have, for fun, if you wanted to try, you don't have to, it's kind of cute there though, that's the French chocolate chip milk bread from Trader Joe's. And I like them because they're just so cute.
Don't eat it yet. Put it back on the plate.
Oh.
Stop. This is reminding me.
Why did you just tell me to stop?
Because I want to show the camera what my lips looked like after I delivered twins.
Why did they have spots on them? Oh, your vagina lips. Oh my God. I thought you were talking about your lips.
Very
and I'm
swollen.
like, what happened to your lips?
Very swollen.
Mine
and I
were
didn't
not
even have a vaginal
swollen.
birth.
Wow.
It
Was
was
it the
due to
pressure?
it was due to the
Lauren, just hold it. I can zoom in.
Here.
Let me see.
Here you go.
So these were Michelle's, I guess, vagina lips.
I was going to say post-mortem, but that wasn't it.
No,
Postpartum.
postpartum. Really like
Postpartum,
puffy.
I called them Twinkies.
Wow.
A lot of pressure.
Eat one.
Okay.
No, just try one.
Okay.
I love.
So do you get these often?
No, I don't. But I just love bread with chocolate chips. I mean, it's just easy. It's like if you're just hankering for a little something.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
It's like not my favorite.
It's just bread with some chocolate chips. It's really not that special.
It's not.
At least it made for a good reminder.
To relieve yourself of the pressure on the vag right before the
Mhm.
baby's born.
I'm surprised that that's what happened to your lips.
So was I. Shocked, really.
Same. All right, you guys, we're going to kick off this cozy convo with what we are caring less about. And I have a feeling that people are really going to relate to yours, Michelle.
Oh,
And I'm going to lean into it with you. So, Michelle,
Yeah.
what are you caring less about today?
drum roll, please.
That was a horn.
Yep, you're right. Lauren,
Yes.
I am caring less about the portal that connects parents to their students, their teenagers, grades and schedules and teachers. For my kids, we call it the infinite portal, infinite campus.
So that's what it's called. Like that's
Yes.
if you were to get
the
the app.
never-ending connector of things that you need to know or see or don't want to see.
Okay.
I'm done.
So yes, and I understand why you're caring less about that. I have a question for you.
What?
What are they texting you all day or,
It's
or
not-
notifying you with
It's
all
not.
day?
It's everything is electronic now. So gone are the days of your
Paper report
teacher.
card.
There's no paper report card. Every single grade
What a bummer.
is processed through the teacher, and then they input it like data entry into the portal. And if your notifications are on, like mine have been in the past, and they were up till recently, it goes ding, and then
So
you
all
see
day.
all day long what's going on. And it was getting to the point where I was like, this is not like the ding was making me stressed. I
Kinda
would
like
see
anxious.
it completely anxious. And then I went to one of my kids a couple of weeks ago and I said, hey, we got to stay on task, whatever. And my child said, do you think that I don't know that? Like, I'm a junior in high school.
Yeah.
I'm applying for colleges in a year.
I want to
think-
get into college, so I know I've got to do
You
something.
think I don't know that? And that was the last time I logged into my Infinite Campus on my phone.
my
I can
God.
only get in on my computer now.
God
and in
bless.
fact, one of my kids came up to me and said, did you see I got that grade up?
Were you like, no?
And I said, actually, I didn't
But
because
now you get
I
to
know,
tell me.
I know you know,
Uh-huh.
and it's on you and you're good to go.
Right.
Congratulations.
Bravo, and congratulations to you.
It's Lauren, let me tell you something. It is this whole everything that we have to deal with in life in a modern world is stress inducing.
Well, it's just so intense. Or you are getting like bombarded.
Never ending constant connect.
Oh my God, like emails. Like mine is like an email thing. Like I get emails going up the wazoo. I don't even know how some of these people have gotten access. I'm getting newsletters I never signed up for.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'm
How
like,
does that happen?
I don't know if they sell your data. I don't have a clue. Or if it's like adjacent, like if you sign up for something, are there other businesses involved that get that email? I have no idea.
Ugh.
But I want to relate to something you just said about the parent portal. So when Luna was going to her first little daycare, we had an app that we would get photos of them all day long. We would know when the diaper was changed, when they snacked, when they napped, when they went outside, everything. And it being my first and only kid, at first I was like, well, this is kind of nice. You get to see what's going on. And Anthony and I would work in the office together and he'd be like, oh, we got a photo. And we would be excited. But over time, the photos, they weren't like authentic. They were just like, say cheese. And she'd be kind of like smiling, like a stressed
I actually
cheese.
hate that.
Oh, I hated it.
Hostage photos.
They turned into like more hostage photos. Or they kind of reminded me of like when a caregiver would take a photo of mom in her later stages of dementia. And I hated it. I was like,
I just actually opened my drawer recently and one of those photos was laying in my drawer and it like startled me into sadness.
Yeah, because it's not like, I would have rather in mom's case or even Luna's case, more organic photos of them crafting. Or if mom was sitting watching TV, just something like a selfie with a patient that has dementia is not fun.
No, there's nothing cozy about that kind of a selfie.
It's so depressing.
I literally cried my suit. I'd get one and I'd be like,
I crashed my car
crying.
once. I once got a selfie of my mom in the later stage of dementia. I was on the way to teach yoga and I cried. I got it while I was driving and then I couldn't shake it. So I basically cried throughout teaching a yoga class because it was that jarring.
Yeah.
Back to Luna. So Luna switches schools. And when we were signing her up and everything, I'm like, okay, is there an app? There's no app. And I was like, oh my God.
It should be.
Oh my fucking God. And at first I was like, but she's so small. How am I going to know? And then you've got to have trust that this is an establishment. They know how to take care of their kids. What I love about her little school, it is so analog. At the end of the day, you get like almost like a paper report card. What she ate, how long she napped, and a message if she needs something, new diapers or a change of clothes. Once a week, we get an email of a newsletter with little photos of them, maybe 5 photos, not 5 photos a day, just at the end of the week. And she might be in 1 or 2 of them. They tell you what she studied or what they learned, their outdoor whatever they did. And that's the gist of it. And it is awesome.
We don't need, like, it's not normal to be in the know, be like big brothering.
Yes, that's what it feels like.
Relatives. Like I don't have Life 360.
No,
I don't
share
my kids like that. I figure, like we'll find them. You know what I'm saying?
You.
There's something so stress inducing about having access and being in the know, not just for the parent, but also for the child. You're under surveillance.
Yeah, it is kind of like surveillance
of the day.
It is like that. And I feel like that's where kind of like, I think, did we talk about this at one of our Zanies show? We did, about being kidnapped, because I was telling my dream about wishing I was taken when I was younger.
You were so starved for attention.
I was a middle child. And I was like, someone take me so people care about me again. And we were talking, and no one took me. And even if someone did, not sure anyone would really worry that much. But I feel like that's kind of like embedded in this like worry these days, is that like, if I don't know where you are 24/7, someone might take you. I mean, and people do get taken, but it's not as
100%.
Yes, and they do.
I think that we have to check our anxiety. I think that we have to like look inward and kind of evaluate what kind of thinking and like thought processes we are having. And then also like what you said, like, let's trust a little. Now, with that being said, we're coming off a podcast episode where you just watched a pedo try to
wait, which one?
When on the airplane. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so yes, it happens.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. It does happen.
It happens in plain sight.
Well, mom and dad are sitting next to you. They didn't even get an app.
Yeah, no app.
No notification. It was just right there.
Forget everything that we said. Get connected to your phone, stare at them, put them under constant surveillance. We're all fucked. The whole world's filled with creeps.
No. Keep it positive to some degree. Not toxic, but enough.
No. With Infinite Campus, turn off the notifications. notifications.
I mean, I'm here for that, and I applaud you for doing that. Well done.
Thanks.
Thank you for your caring less.
Yeah.
I'm inspired, and I feel really good about how I feel about just getting a little paper report card at the end of the day.
Only way to go, in my opinion.
We're going to catch up soon, but you guys, how do you like our new specs?
Oh my God. How do you like your
I
new
love
specs?
them. I love them. So we have partnered up with our optometrist, Dr. Carrie John, out of West End Vision in LaGrange. So Michelle and I had a really fun day of going in, and my favorite part is talking to Sam. She's an eyeglasses stylist.
She is.
So Sam basically saw the shape of our head, what we were wearing, and started to pull ideas.
And also got to know us. There was a getting to know you portion of this experience.
Totally. And I knew I was going in, I wanted funky, I wanted plastic and chunky to some degree. Yours are chunkier than mine, I think.
And Sam knew that I was always attracted more to like a chunkier, darker, heavier frame.
And there's something to be said about glasses. They are such
functional accessory.
They are a functional accessory. And if you're willing to have a lot of fun with them, first of all, West End Vision has awesome frames. My frames are JF Ray, and they're out of Paris, out of France. Yours are Sunday Somewhere.
Yep.
They're
not
gorgeous.
sure where they're from.
And what'd you say?
France.
It's a viral video. You might not.
No clue.
Miss France, when they had them like yell their country that they were from, and like years ago on one of like the Miss Universe.
Who would say it like that?
Miss France. They were like, and where are you from? France. It was really, so it's a viral. Some people listening might recall that. But yeah, what I love about their glasses too, and I never thought about this, you can turn any pair of glasses
into sunglasses.
Yeah,
hello.
I know. Like yours would be awesome. So would mine. They would be fun.
I love shopping for glasses.
So do I. It's a lot of fun.
Favorite accessory.
It is. And so you guys, if you need to get your eyes checked, contacts, or a really freaking cool pair of glasses, or even if you're looking for something a little more subtle and not funky, check out Dr. Carrie John. She's at West End Vision. Tell them that the Sister Project sent you. And if you can't see our glasses because you're not watching us, this is our cue to remind you, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Please.
Because we are sitting on this little set that we've produced in my front room, and it's cozy, and it's kind of like stream it on your TV or put it on your phone while you're making dinner and
Lauren,
tune in.
How have you enjoyed us on your screen yet?
Anthony and I watched it with Luna. She's like, Mama, Mimi.
My kids came into my bedroom. They're like, what are you doing? Oh, you're watching yourself?
Yes.
I'm like, actually, I am.
We are, because we put a lot of effort into this. But I want to see what we're producing.
And it is so cozy. I am saying the same thing. I am urging you, make us your Thursday,
like a
weekly morning show.
Whatever,
Remember
whenever.
the
Just
days
do,
when you would turn
you
on
would wait for a program.
Jenny Jones or The People's Court,
Jerry Springer, Arsenio Hall.
Yeah.
Michelle, come on, do it.
Who, yes, I do. That's what we want you to do, is we want to be your weekly dose of cozy.
Can we refer to ourselves, please, as a program?
Yes.
Please let us be
Manos.
your weekly program that you tune into once a week for your cozy needs.
And it's so funny what you said. Yes, you don't have to watch us in the morning. You can watch us
anytime
morning,
of day.
Noon, and night.
Yes. Oh my God. Okay, I'm glad that we got that out.
Same.
Don't forget to press the subscribe button. Michelle, so last week, Anthony, I, and family went on our annual ski trip.
How many years have you guys been doing this?
Next year, this was the 9th year.
Wow.
Yeah. We started for, I think, our friends' birthdays is how it started, however many years ago. I think for their 40th birthday, because they turned 49 this year. They'll turn 50 next year. This all makes sense now. Math. And
not my strong suit.
We've gone to a couple different places, but we typically spend our time going back to Park City. We have friends who have a beautiful home there, and we've been fortunate and lucky enough to be invited to their gorgeous home. So it's we were there this past week, and they snow, ice spa. We watched the Olympics. The Olympics were on.
How
it was
fun.
Just like really
with the mountains as your backdrop.
Yeah,
so it's
no
like you're kind of there. Yeah, no, we're not complaining.
No complaints.
No.
But funny story. So I was sitting with one of my girlfriends that was there, and it was like at the end of the evening, and she's like, oh, she was kind of like looking at me, and I knew what she was like telepathically speaking to me. I think she wanted to go smoke a joint.
Fair enough.
So I said to her, and she was like, nodding to me, and I was like, yeah, let me get her down.
She wanted to go take a cousin's walk.
A cousin's walk.
Got it.
A Christmas cousin's walk.
Got it.
And so I said to her, like, do you speak Pig Latin? And she's like, yeah, what is it? I said, oge, ende, Moxe, oint J.
Okay. So you take the first letter, put it on the end.
And put it like an A at the end. Like,
got it.
okay, go.
Okay.
Okay, go and smoke a joint.
Got it.
And I said it to her out loud. There were kids around, but I said it to her in Pig Latin. Because
Got it.
Anthony and I speak Pig Latin to one another in front of Luna now.
You guys are bilingual.
We're bilingual.
Got it.
Yeah. So we will literally have a bit of a conversation, like words here and there. So I said this to my friend. I said in Pig Latin, and I said to her kind of proud, I'm like, Anthony and I speak Pig Latin. And then I hear one of the little girls look at me and goes, I speak Pig Latin too. And
you guys going to smoke a joint?
Laughed so hard because I really thought I pulled a fast one on them.
That's hilarious.
And this little 10-year-old was kind of
Totally
blushed too.
Yep.
And she totally understood me. And I didn't even elaborate. I was just like, do you
Busted.
now?
Usted Bay.
Totally usted Bay.
Classic.
We were dying. So
Classic.
just make sure when you're speaking Pig Latin to know
Just
who
check
around
to
you
make
also
sure
speaks.
who's fluent and who's not.
I mean, she's fluent, man.
That's
I mean, she's
classic.
just our...
Well, I mean, Pig Latin was, I feel like, our second language back in the third grade.
Who the fuck came up with Pig Latin?
I don't know.
But it's
But I
brilliant.
remember speaking it back in the day.
Yes, in
Hell
front
yeah.
of your parents.
Yeah.
Did they speak Pig Latin?
Yeah, or to that one friend that you guys had your
yes, just secret language, although everyone knows
and
it.
then you guys made those paper.
Oh
the
my
paper,
God, the fortune tellers.
Fortune tellers.
Pick
remember?
a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick a color.
Yeah, your mom's a bitch.
Wait, I don't remember that being the fortune.
Wasn't.
Your mom's a bitch.
It was just like a.
Dude, I follow so many nostalgic handles on my personal handle on
'cause
Instagram.
something's happening on TikTok because it's
giving. Now, I have found my cozy on social media. In fact, there's this new saying, glimmer, bloom scroll. Bloom scroll is
like that.
finding joy
Yeah.
in your social media use.
Yeah. Opposite of the doom.
Opposite of the doom, bloom. And
Take
let me
you
tell you
down.
something that my nostalgia scrolls
Mhm.
bring me. Do you remember Watchimals? You would wear, it almost was like a slap bracelet. It was like a giant animal and you would open it.
Yes.
I mean, and it just brings me back and it fills me with joy.
I was recently talking to Mia about growing up in an analog era.
Yeah.
And she was like, what was that like? And I just was getting, I was like, Mia, it was so
Good.
Fun.
We had it good.
There was no social media. There were no maps to track
I don't even remember
friends
comparing people
because we
as
didn't.
Much.
Because we lived in the present.
Yes.
We were making things. We were creating things. We were roaming. There was the occasional lawn dart. You could have lost. You could have
a
been
life.
A life, basically. So we, in
and
some
we had
ways,
them.
we had them, and we launched them to our opponents, and people would run
I mean, Michelle, they were this big.
Yeah, they were. You could get impaled by a yard game and die. But Mia was like, that sounds so fun.
It was fun.
I wish that our time was like that. I wanted to cry and be like, I wish it was too. But I said to her, and I want to say to listeners, and we can make that experience.
Totally.
We just have to
gotta inject it a little bit.
We have to inject it. We have to infuse it, seek it out. But we can lean into that and repeat.
I feel
experience.
like a movie night and putting your phones aside is like tapping into the 90s and even maybe watching a 90s movie, or like an old school movie and really putting your devices away. Have some popcorn, have a Coca-Cola for crying out loud.
That's literally the main component to experiencing that time frame is getting rid of your phone.
I mean, that's basically all you have to do.
Analog is device-free anything.
So I want to throw out brick. I want to get a brick.
Can you explain this to me?
So the brick it's like a little square, and I think you can magnetize it to your refrigerator, or you could put it on wherever you want to put it. You put it in your car so you turn your phone off. Basically, the brick is like a tap. You know, like how you pay for something with your phone. It taps the same way, from what I understand, and the brick is responsible for allowing you to shut off and open up apps that you want to restrict yourself more.
What is this different than what your phone has built into it?
Great question.
Okay.
So basically, if my brick is downstairs in my kitchen, when I wake up in the morning, and if I wake up and if I have the brick control my social media apps, I'm upstairs. I got to run downstairs if I really want to check Instagram and
Undo it. So
my
really,
phone.
it would just like allow you to open your phone
and
and see what time it is.
What's the weather going to be like? So I'm going to do it. Or Brick, if you hear this, send us a couple bricks. Let Michelle and I try it, and we will. Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
God,
asking for bricks.
I love that.
Well, we're at the point in society that people are craving to not have their phones. So I think it's brilliant. So I'm going to either buy them. What I do plan on getting them, and if you do buy them, you get like a discount if you get like more than one, like 30% off of the second one, things like that.
I love this idea. Very cool.
So that's a way to inject some 90s.
Yeah. It's a guardrail.
It's a guardrail. Michelle, before we go into our hot topic and our first ad break, you went to Let's Go Girl at Garcia's. And I shared Garcia's a few weeks back. Isn't it a freaking awesome venue?
Lauren, I had no idea how cool it was.
Oh, it's cool.
Awesome. Awesome is an understatement. I want one in my town.
Wait, when did you go?
I went on Sunday. This past Sunday, I went with my field trip group, and we went to go see like a Galentine show. It was called Let's Go Girl, and it was actually it was sort of an ensemble. There was a bluegrass band, and there was a lead singer whose name she's a Jeff Award winning recipient. Her name is Missy Wise Vanderzee, and she put on a 2-hour set.
Cool.
We listened to 100 years of country music celebrating women, and she sang these songs through the lens of the story of love. So we started with Puppy Love, and like she opened with Strawberry Wine, which is like
Strawberry Wine?
Strawberry Wine, 17.
Who sings that?
Hot July moon saw everything.
You should play at Garcia's.
First taste love, so bittersweet.
You're so
All
good.
right, now Lauren goes.
Yeah, now let's hear it.
Strawberry wine.
Holy shit.
Holy shit. Anyway,
Who's saying the original? Who's the
I don't
writer?
actually know who the singer of that
But you know the song.
like the back of my
my God, I've
hand
never heard of
from
it.
the 90s. And then she went through like the Puppy Love.
Speaking of nostalgia.
the whole evening was nostalgia.
Gorgeous.
Patsy Cline.
Oh,
Dolly Parton, all the
did she
the
sing
biggies.
Let's Go Girls? Dun,
And
dun,
Shania
dun,
Twain.
dun,
Yeah, no,
dun.
actually, she had her keyboard. She's like, so this is what we're gonna do. Every time you hear dun dun na 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 na, let's go, girl. You got
Everyone
drink.
does. Oh, drink it. So it was like a drink thing. I love that.
I cannot say enough about Garcia.
I know it's gorgeous.
Go gather a group. The seating,
And the food's supposed to be pretty good too. Did you
get the
eat?
chips? Did you
We
get
didn't
the
eat.
onion dip and the homemade chips?
No, but I love homemade onion dip and chips.
And
No, we didn't
also, longtime listener and friend Beth Stamer got the mocktail, which I was telling you about, which was like a Coca-Cola with a cold brew, and like it was
talk about a pick me up.
total pick me up. I didn't get one that
That would
night
give me
because I had
anxiety.
a little bit of anxiety that
Yeah,
night.
that would trigger
Push me
something.
over the edge.
That would give me a full blown Annie.
I
No,
didn't feel like it.
that's a good spot though.
It is a
We should
great
check
spot.
it
It's
out.
right in the West
Fantastic.
Loop.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you for your review.
Yeah, man.
Now, we'd like to take a moment and have an ad break. We want to thank our partner, who we genuinely always feel good about our partners.
Yeah, no,
This
we're
one's
not
a
picking up
different-
shitty
No, we're not.
partners.
We're not picking up bust outs.
No.
This is a big thank you to our sponsor, Chicago Private Wealth Group. Now, if the word money makes you feel a little tense, and we've talked about who
We're getting better at it.
I get the jitters, but I've gotten so much better, especially with some things that we've talked about in the past. Or if you've ever wondered whether your financial advisor actually has your best interest at heart, then this one's for you. Chicago Private Wealth Group is a fiduciary.
There you go.
Thank you. Which means
Let's go,
legally,
girl.
Let's go, girl. Dun, dun. What am I going to drink? Someone hand me a martini. Means that legally and ethically, your goals come before their profits, which is a gorgeous
Nice
thing to
to
hear
hear.
and see.
Nice to hear.
I feel like isn't that how they should all be?
Yeah,
but
I think so,
I don't know
but
if they
you
all
never
are.
know.
Then you hear about those creeps that are doing like pyramid schemes.
Yep.
Don't worry, Chicago Private Wealth Group is not one of those. They don't just look at numbers, they look at you, your values, your family, your long-term life picture. Think of them as your financial GPS that adjusts as your life changes, because life is always changing.
And because I'm a client, I can speak to that and say that's exactly how it feels.
Yeah, it sounds like they're really proactive on communication, real conversations, and helping you keep more of your money through smart, low-cost, tax-efficient strategies.
Love it.
This is your money, and you deserve advisors who actually act like it. So if you want to learn more or start with a simple conversation, all you have to do is reach out directly to Rick Shanley at Chicago Private Wealth Group or visit chicagopwg.com and start from there.
Boom. Love
Boom. Thank you for being our sponsor. All right, we're moving into our hot topic, you guys. This one is coming off fresh off of the heels of a reel that went viral for the Sister Project. And nothing like this has ever happened for us before.
Really? Is this, would you say this is our first kind of real viral moment?
Without asking people to share us so we get more followers and be like, hey, and we ask some of our bigger like friends on Instagram, like, hey,
There was no
asking. There was no asking. This was a straight up reel that we shared, talking about how a couple weeks back, I was caring less about the pressure that I feel that social media self-help gurus put on us. I specifically named Mel Robbins, but this isn't about her.
Nope.
I mean, yes, that's what kind of spurred my, but I've thought about this for a long time. We are inundated with become better at being yourself. And she was just one of the last content creators that I saw, which is why I shared that. But again, this is more about the system than it is about a real person. So we shared this quick reel. I mean, and so many people agreed with it.
We felt seen.
We did feel seen. And, you know, some people had their personal feelings about Mel in particular, but then a lot of people just had feelings about how exhausting life is. Michelle, you're going to read one of our favorite comments that came by way of this reel, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, because I feel like this particular comment really illustrated in words beautifully what everybody was feeling.
Yeah.
Okay, so this comment comes by way of @thegina.hale. And she said, I appreciate this perspective. Like so many women, I was grinding hard, running my business, check, raising kids, totally check, keeping my body fit, and I'm over it. In my experience, doing less in midlife is wise. It's a position our bodies and spirits have seemingly earned. Even the result is supportive. I personally feel better and even look better by doing less and doing it with gentleness, awareness, sensuality, and love for the radiant woman I am still becoming.
Still becoming. And I love that she put sensual.
Oh my God. And I mean, everything that she said, personally feel better and look better, doing less. Like the more meat we do, the more haggard we look.
It's possible because we're exhausted. I'm going to put something into perspective. Yesterday, I think I've shared in the past that I'm doing 6 a.m. workouts because that is really the best time for me, having a kid and having a job and running a business and having a home and whatnot, social life, all the things. That's just a good time for me. Yesterday, I woke up at 4 because Luna had woken up. So I got her and we're doing like a little co-sleeping at the like later morning. She just comes in our bed.
No shame in your game.
I love it. We love it. We've been kind of having fun with it.
That.
And so she pops in our bed, but I really didn't and I wake up at 5. So I got her at 4 and I was just kind of like, well, I'm just going to kind of linger here until I got to get up and go. So I got my workout in at 6 a.m. And then I went to your house. We did some work together. And by the time I got home, it was like, clean up the house, pick up Luna from school, get dinner going. And by 8:30, I was falling asleep in my bed. If I were stuck on this everlasting project of being a human and listening to these like self-help gurus on how to fix myself better, I would be beating myself up because I didn't do enough yesterday. But it was either, what more could I have done? My eyes couldn't stay open anymore. And that's kind of where I feel like we get pushed to our limits.
Yeah.
You know, and as I mentioned before, this really isn't about like one person. It's really about this culture that is constantly suggesting that we humans are projects that need fixing. And that wears on us. And not only that, they profit off of it. They make money off of us kicking our asses and not thinking that we're doing enough or being enough. And the truth is, if I like followed every piece of advice that was out there, and I get it, it's like pick and choose. And that's a lot of comments also came in regarding this reel was like, well, if you see something, like when I see something about brain health, I'll tune into it because that, that I'm into that because of our mom that died of dementia or maybe some other things. But if I really was going to tap into all of these ideas, I would honestly have to have 47 hours in one day and like a venture capital budget.
Yeah, totally, Lauren.
Because it is so expensive to be so healthy and on top of everything.
Optimizing it every minute.
Yeah. And we're going to like kind of go into this. And I just want to note too, this isn't like anti-self-improvement. You have a huge growth mindset. You actually have taught me about a growth mindset. Like you can navigate change, neuroplasticity. This is more about like anti-relentless optimization. Like we don't have to be doing something every second of the day. And
Nope.
that's really where I was coming from, which I think a lot of people felt that.
I think so. I think that's why it was so well received, is because we struck a nerve with people that were also getting off that train.
Yeah, it's kind of like how much information is too much. And with that being said, this is some stats from the American Psychological Association. 27% of adults report being so stressed by information overload that they can't function. That's almost 30% of people being like, I am just
Paralyzed.
Yeah, like frazzled by the amount of information. I don't even know where to start
That
to end
sounds
to go from
productive.
myself. Exactly.
Sounds terrible.
Constant exposure to self-improvement content increases comparison and inadequacy. So it's almost like, how do you then counter that? You know, when you're trying to figure out what should I do, do in regards to that. The global wellness industry is valued at, sit down for this one,
Are
you guys.
you kidding?
$5.6 trillion worldwide. That comes from the Global Wellness Institute from 2023.
$5.6
trillion.
trillion?
Well, that's why I feel like this is like a hot industry to get into. You know, I'm a yoga instructor and I've been doing this for a long time. And when I started out as a yoga instructor, do you know what like the hottest ticket was? Like, you know, like you were like, oh my God, I got to try that kombucha. 15 years ago, that was kind of like the new thing to try. That was really it. I can't even think about, other than that, what was really being pushed down our throats.
Because
maybe Lululemon, like that's when Lululemon also started to come about. And then now we have all of these different brands. But really kombucha.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, like the powders and the potions and the magic pills and the serums and all of the things is never fucking ending.
Well, it's not. And this is why it's a $5.6 trillion industry. What falls underneath this wellness industry is supplements, biohacking, productivity tools, longevity programs, master classes, all of these things, fitness tech, mental optimization platforms.
Can I ask you a question about what's your thought on supplements? Like vitamins?
I don't have any. I take my vitamins. I take B12s, I take omega, and I take a multi-daily vitamin.
Because now it's like I'm hearing it's like, oh, people are like, what do you take? And I'm like, well, I take a iron pill because I'm anemic or borderline, and I take a vitamin D. Well, you can't take vitamin D without vitamin K.
So you got to get more of that.
I'm like, okay, because your body won't absorb it and all this stuff. And I'm like, when does it fucking
plus,
end?
I can't keep track of it. Like I can't, like maybe because I'm not as like type A or something, like I can't even like keep track of all of that. Like I remember again, like years into being a yoga instructor, then like turmeric. I mean, turmeric goes way back. They've got roots in like Ayurvedic medicine.
Yeah.
Like again, I'm not schooled in this. I just know little bits and pieces. Turmeric has its lineage from way back in other countries and whatnot. But like at one point I remember in my industry, turmeric started to pop up a lot. And it was like, turmeric doesn't come in your system and it doesn't get, unless it has like pepper or something, like black pepper, there's a component there. And I was like, so do I do the pepper in my turmeric shot that I'm making?
Yep.
I don't know. I'm kind of hippie about this stuff because like I do the best I can.
Totally.
I try to eat my vitamins. I take my daily shit that I think I should take. But
your daily shit, like in the bathroom?
Well, I do that too.
Okay.
But you know what I meant.
You were talking about
like I take my daily. Oh, I would never say it like that. Let's just be. I would never. Because I would say I take 2 of those a day.
Got it.
I would never say it like that. And it doesn't matter.
It's about to walk out the door.
Oh, you just stay put. You can't go anywhere. You're in charge of the cameras. But my opinion on them, but here's the deal. Like if someone wants to take 50 supplements, I think that's great if that's what they want to do. I don't really, it's not like a judgment thing. It's more of like a me thing.
No, I totally.
Yeah, I'm just more like, I can't keep track of all that. And also, I'm not in a position where I can spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on supplements.
Because it is hundreds and thousands of dollars a year to take supplements.
Yeah, and here's another thing that we've got to keep in mind. Like the cost of biohacking trends, like cold plunges. Even if you just go and start a membership at one of these hot like contrast places, it could cost a couple $100 a month. Okay, you've got cold plunges, red light therapy. They can range from $5,000 to $2,000 for devices, and that's on the low end. Functional medicine testing, you've done it. It's super expensive.
Thousands.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like biohacking, like you were talking about the cold plunge. I'm like, go outside in the winter.
Maybe, or go to the lake, honestly,
You
if you
know?
can. Like, I don't know
Hop
if
in the
maybe
water.
that's not that safe of an,
That's a
that was
hell of
probably not a great suggestion.
Why? People
Just
do
like,
it.
they do, but like, I'm just, yes, of course. But
Yeah.
like, just don't do it under strenuous circumstance. Just legally, I'm thinking. But yeah, and not only that, but like, it requires also, these ideas require so much time.
Yep.
Like I just explained, I got 45 minutes of my workout in, and that was basically all I
Yep.
was able to do. Schedule flexibility, disposable income.
Yeah.
Childcare coverage.
Yeah.
And not only, so you're paying for the coverage, and then you're
if
paying
you don't
to
have
go
a
do
grandma,
something.
you've got to
That
have
too.
somebody cover that.
Mental bandwidth. So
Yeah.
it's asking actually like so much of us. And that's
It
where
seems counterproductive.
yeah, and that's the thing. It's a very privileged way of living, and
Yeah.
you're really honestly super lucky and fortunate if you're able to put a red light therapy sauna in your home. That's not the norm here. Now, in other countries like Scandinavian countries, that's part of their social system. So it's much more accessible and probably not on a very high budget.
Yeah, it's like more like community offered. You can go into your town or to your
Totally.
beach or what have you and go sauna in your community.
It's a little bit more
It's part of their culture.
It is. And it's also like they do it. They have a sauna next to a pond, and they put a hole in the pond. They're not building out brick and mortars for this.
Yep.
So there's just different, like, so we're getting great ideas from other cultures, but they're not cheap, especially here.
Price tag, I
So
just keep
it's-
seeing dollar signs.
Yeah,
dollar
so it's
signs.
an economy. We have built an economy around trying to make us really healthy and have longevity, which I think is important. And we've come a long way from like the 50s and the 60s where it was like, you're anxious, eat a shit ton of Xanax. Now it's like, you're anxious, we're talking more about mental health.
Yep.
We're talking more about sustainability, boundaries. So I think that kind of stuff plays a role in it, but it's this inundation of overwhelming self-improvement information that I think honestly burns us out.
I think what we're saying is we're leaning into the less is more approach to what's being offered to us.
Yeah, or that, and also like, what are your priorities? Like for me, it's my physical health and my brain health, and of course, like my relationships and whatnot. But if we're talking about like the body, I guess I'm doing my best to keep my brain healthy and my body healthy. And I don't now. Am I going to the sauna every day and cold plunging? No, that's not a realistic priority for me. I wish it was, but it's just not like that. Now, there's people that have homes that are able to have that in their home, but it's just, again, it's just not our norm.
Yeah.
And this is where I think it struck a nerve with women, Michelle, because with women, we are told that, you could do it all, be it all. Be productive, healthy, emotionally regulated, be a great mom, financially savvy, physically fit, age gracefully, not too much, not too little, be politically informed, socially active, and optimize, and do it all with glowing skin. What?
I want to suck my thumb.
I'm tired just reading that list.
My stomach hurts.
So I think the moral of the story is that you don't need to turn your entire life into a productivity experiment. I am inspired by people that are able to I don't know, I don't look at that and think wow, that person runs marathons every year or something. I think there's a balance of what we ingest and what we, the output that we, what we take in and how we integrate that into our lives. And what is hard and what we got in for comments from a lot of comments was that people really profit off of us trying to make ourselves better and better and better. And there's seems to be no cap. There seems to be no end of the information. And I'll tell you what, I would love for some of these self-help gurus to tell us how to actually just thrive in the conditions that we're living right now. Because as a person, I also am having struggles being my best self when it feels like we are living in an active dumpster fire.
Well, Lauren, I think that we are that person. That's what we are doing and inspiring.
Yes, it is. But my point, I completely agree with you. We are inspiring people to slow down, care less, and do nothing. But my point is that the people that are at the top of this game who are making millions off of exhausted people like ourselves, they're not tapping into that messaging. And I would find a lot more authenticity if one of them sat down and was like, this is a fucking fucked up time that we're living in. And so I'm going to have on this special guest, And we're going to just talk about like the mental health aspect and component of what it's like to live in really tumultuous times when our political climate's on fire, when you don't know what's true or false. Maybe someone can sit down and say, hey, this is what AI looks like. And this is not what you know, like, let's talk
things
about
that actually
like,
help.
yeah, like almost
help
like
relieve you a little
relieve
bit.
in critical thinking instead of just like make sure you're doing all of these things and you're like, oh my God, I'm barely surviving. I'm not even at the thriving part of the spectrum. But with that being said, Michelle, you're totally right about that's where our messaging was born out of your own burnout.
Yeah.
And you know what, maybe we've got some new listeners. Let's talk about where your burnout came from. Because it wasn't from, you weren't trying to be the best.
No.
You were just trying to survive.
I was last in line
Yes.
with priorities, like in the list of priorities. I was a young mom. My twins were small. I was working a full-time job. Our mom got diagnosed with a rare form of dementia, and I was thrust into the sandwich parenting role, and it took me down to the ground. And I had a mental breakdown, basically. You know, I was driving around not knowing how I got from point A to point B. Crazy things were happening where I was leaving situations like really feeling like I was losing it. And you and I were supposed to record a podcast. I walked into the house here like I did back then, which was a lot like Kramer from Seinfeld.
100%.
I was a hot fucking mess.
Yep.
I was a total shit show. I was reactive. I was kind of psycho in certain instances. And you sat me down and you said those 6 words that changed my life. You said, sister, you need to slow down. And it was at that moment in real time that I was like, that's it. That's actually it.
That's the secret sauce.
I have to slow down. And then it was a period of working and literally flexing that muscle of deconditioning myself.
But you had to do it all.
I had spent so many years over functioning, overdoing, yes to everything.
Right.
I remember I would call you and be like, I just worked a full day's work. This was when I was in the reconditioning phase.
The rehab.
I was in the over functioning rehabilitation phase. And I would call you and be like, so you think I could sit down for about a half hour and just read a book before I get the kids? And you were like, yes. And you were like my therapy dog.
Yeah,
basically.
Service animal.
Service animal.
Yes, service
but
sister.
On the other side of it, can literally look back at that phase of my life of being that first person and seeing that the space in which we create for ourselves that is less doing for everyone and more of taking a moment to just be is downright healing.
It's healing. You know what it is? It's also like we expect so much of ourselves. And like you said, you put yourself last when you were in the thick of it. And yeah, all these like self-help gurus definitely ask us to prioritize ourselves. But I guess what I find is that there's lacking balance. And that's where we come in. We try to inspire our listeners, you guys out there, to not feel guilty, that you don't need to earn rest, that rest is just part of who you are. And what I wanted to note too, that we are in like the thick of winter. We had our fake spring a little bit ago in Chicago and it was glorious, but we're still in the winter. And humans have been around for ages. And if back in the day, humans really leaned more into nature and nature gives us messages, and nature is kind of like holding our hands, but we've lost the handhold and we've gone rogue. And right now nature's saying like, hey, it's winter rest. It's going to get picked up. Things are going to bloom. You're going to bloom. Spring's going to bloom. Life's going to get busy again. And then we're going to do this whole thing again. And there's something to be said about kind of like leaning into the slowness of winter, like take a beat.
It's so true. It's like we're so connected to our device that we're disconnected from the actual cycle that we're supposed to be connected to.
It's
really true, which is like the earth cycle. I know that sounds hippy dippy and woo woo,
but it's not.
But it's really what we're rooted in.
We have a rhythms in our body that follow the sun up, sun down motion of a 24-hour day cycle day.
Yeah, and we've had people like Kelly Murray, our sleep expert, join us on the podcast several times, and she talks about like the change of seasons. Lean into your circadian rhythm. Like you might be going to bed earlier when it gets darker out. And if we're supposed to be doing that, well, when are we supposed to be getting in our 20,000 steps? If we're supposed to be going, like, which one is it?
And also, that's another thing that I think is so important too, Lauren. And people always ask us, I feel like, like, what is that doing nothing? What is that slowing down? What does doing less really look like? Because people don't fucking know.
Well, because it's hard, especially when we're always doing.
Totally. And I like this phrase that you and I have been using, this intentional non-productivity. So like, for example, taking a walk without clocking your steps.
Uh-huh.
Just walk.
walking.
Just walk.
Just walking. I love when I see old timers with their hands behind their backs.
Yes.
And like you can tell that this is just
They're in
their
the
way of
moment.
life. And they're
Mhm.
just walking. They're noticing. They're not
Mhm.
looking. They're not listening to. They're
Mhm.
not. And productivity doesn't even mean like your to-do list. It can mean like listening to a podcast.
Mhm.
Like literally take your walk, but while doing nothing else,
Mhm.
and just experience being outside. I hope that this conversation has inspired people not to back away from who they are inspired by. Maybe pick and choose what information works best for them, but
Mhm.
also to give themselves the gift of slowing down, caring less, and doing nothing.
Yep.
Because we deserve that. And I know we're trying
We
to
deserve it. We don't have to earn it.
we don't. And I know that we're trying to like optimize our life and live forever, but I guess coming from someone whose mom died pretty young, we don't live forever and anything can happen.
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, being really, really busy and grinding that's not how,
Mhm.
that's not going to be like at the end of the day, like, oh,
what's
I'm
the
so
end game?
glad that
Like,
I
what's your end game?
busted my ass and I never
Mm.
rested or I never slowed down a little bit
That's
to
what we
seek
watched
joy
our
in the
mom
little
do.
things. It's true.
She busted her ass, and when she got to that phase of her life where she actually earned her kids were grown, she didn't have to work every day. She became reliant on other people to live for her because she had a failing brain.
That too. And I think mom's journey with dementia has always struck a reminder in me that life ends so quickly for some. Our mom's journey was extended because she suffered for years. But like yesterday, so you guys can get a time wise of when we're recording this, but Eric Dane died of ALS in his 50s.
Yep.
Like you could die at any moment. And I just
live
a little
more
bit
for you
exactly
in who you are in being, rather than always striving for something more, because you're enough
and you do enough.
and you do so
and
much.
gosh darn it,
people like you.
Who was that?
Stuart Smalley.
Stuart Smalley. And who was playing
AKA Susie Duff.
our friend Susie Duff? But who was the character that played him? He was the senator.
Was it Phil Hartman?
No. It was
Al Franken.
Al Franken. That's
yes.
right. That's right.
Yes. So yeah, and thank you for this conversation.
I really loved it.
Yeah, and you know
it's a reminder for us too. Even though we're like the preachers of the ministers of slowness, sometimes we need to be reminded.
Yeah, and there's sometimes where I'm like, I'm not doing enough. This podcast should be bigger. This and that, and I'm like, dude, chill. Chill. And I think I was talking to you yesterday. I was like, Michelle, our time will come.
Yeah.
Shit will happen for us. It's just, there's different avenues of getting there.
Yeah.
And I just believe.
Yeah. Same.
Wow. Great convo.
Sometimes I just need you to like bop me over the head with one of those whack-a-mole things.
Yeah,
and I just am like,
dong.
what's going on? You're like,
but
shut
we'll
up, we're
get
good.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listeners, if you're new here, thank you for tuning into our podcast as we covered one of the more recent viral conversation pieces that we had. We're going to move on to one of our favorite segments, reading, watching, listening to. I'm still slowly working on my book. Another thing, sometimes I'm like, I should be reading more books. And I'm like, yeah. And there are times where I'm like, I need to put my fucking device down. So I am reading more books. But then at other times I'm like, it's okay to not be doing anything.
It's okay.
It is.
Go ahead and binge a show and not feel guilty.
Exactly.
Sometimes that consumption, I mean, it's part of our gig, but I feel the same way. I'm in a bad book. I say I'm in a bad reading phase right now, like a bad book phase. I don't have like a stack of things that I'm dying to get through, but I did procure, this is a total TikTok buy, but it is available on Amazon
You've been
as
TikTok
well.
buying.
Bought a couple things. This book is called The Somatic Therapy Workbook, Mindfulness, Self-Compassion, and the Mind-Body Approach to Reduce Stress and Heal Trauma. And the reason I was attracted to this workbook is because we've been having some anxiety flares in my household.
Okay.
And I see a pattern of nervous system dysregulation, and I see these things because I see a constant connection to a device that these young people don't realize just triggers dopamine blasts it was my phone.
Oh.
Just inspires a dopamine hit every time they scroll. And just along with like the default to be doing the phone instead of all of the things we defaulted to when we were growing
Yeah.
up. So I picked this book up to learn more about somatic therapy and how the mind, body, spirit are connected.
Cool.
I don't love the way it's written. I would have put it in more digestible, text blocks and stuff like that. But I'm just putting that out there. It's like not visually appealing, but it's fantastic.
You're getting some information.
Mhm.
Well, with that being said, it might serve the youngins and even ourselves as parents, or if you're not a parent, just users of devices and social media,
Which is everyone.
to tap into what's going on right now. There is a legal proceeding, and I'm using those words because I don't actually know if they're being sued or what kind of legal atmosphere they're in. But Meta is being sued for its addictive nature that was specifically targeted, in this case, towards teens and tweens.
How wonderful.
Exactly. Like Mark Zuckerberg is taking the stand, like they're interrogating him or they're however they do it in the court of law. But because kids are suffering, families are suffering from the amount of time that they are spending on devices because they have literally made them so these children do not want to put down their device. They are addicted. Many of us are addicted to it. I go through phases myself. So maybe my point is in sharing this is let your kids see what kind of legal proceedings are going on so that they know that this was designed to make you feel this way. You've basically fallen victim to a technological company.
Yeah, 100%.
So maybe if they understand like, oh, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be one of those, maybe that could be inspiring to them too.
I think age will also help maturing and growing and stuff, but totally.
But no matter the age, I feel like you're addicted. You can be.
It's so hard.
It's not everybody. Okay, watching. Anthony and I decided to watch Eyes Wide Shut. I think kind of inspired by current events.
Oh, yep.
Maybe.
You talking about the Bepstein Bay Isles?
Oh,
Bay?
you're speaking Pig Latin A.
Yeah, Epstein A.
Stay A.
That's a tough one.
Yes. Anthony, is that why? We just decided.
Well, because I've seen it many times, but I figured you would have to see it at some
Is
point.
Nicole Kidman in this?
Yes.
Yep.
And Tom Cruise.
Oh, where they were married during
Yes.
this?
Stanley Kubrick's last film, 1999, great movie year.
And
then
what
he
happened
died.
to Stanley Kubrick?
What's that?
What happened to the director?
He died shortly after.
Died of, what was it? Was it some sort of natural causes, but people sort of
Conspiracy.
There's a lot
That
of
he was killed.
There's a lot of theories around that
Were you the
movie.
one that told me that the big part of this movie was changed before it was released?
They cut 25 minutes out. What do you know about this, Anth?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they did. There was a lot of conflict around the movie because I think the studio didn't want it a certain way, and he obviously is very controlling and has his vision.
Yeah.
I mean, 2001 Space Odyssey. I mean, he just has a way of doing things that people don't always like
Agree
at
with,
first, but
okay.
then I think his movies grow on people later on. But anyway, yeah, I think people have said it's not exactly how he would have attended it at all. There's a lot of voiceover. There's a lot of other storylines that are missing that involve kind of human trafficking.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. There's a
yeah.
lot of interpretation to the viewer.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. It's a good
I
one.
loved it. I would highly recommend it. So he died of a heart attack in his sleep at the age of 70, days after the screening, the final cut of Eyes Wide Shut. It was one of those films where you don't leave, you leave feeling icky. There's a lot going on, but then on top of that, there's marital issues. So there's fantasies being shared. One spouse is sharing fantasies or dreams that she's had, and then the husband's should I go off and do my own thing? Kind of almost like revenge. And then he finds himself at this crazy occult sex party where you hear that famous line, remove
your clothes.
Very strange.
Ew.
Very ill. It gives
That's
a lot
a great
of
scene, though.
Sounds
It is a great scene.
like some stuff I've been hearing in real time.
But it really kind of makes you think, and there are theories, there's Reddits, which I have not dove too deep in, but there's some social media too, was Stanley Kubrick
In the know,
telling us something?
Storytelling through film.
There's an image of a man and a woman that are walking through this very fancy party in one of the beginning scenes. And it could be nothing. Some people say that those two, because the woman has short brown hair
okay.
and the guy has kind of whitish hair, and they
Got
don't
it.
necessarily look like Epstein and Maxwell, but they could be thought to be them if you were
they
going to.
resemble them.
They
yeah.
resemble them
Okay.
in the coloring of their hair and whatnot. That could be a, oh my God moment. Was that what he would exactly?
Trying to tell us something.
Very weird, very strange, probably in the know and knew what was going on.
For sure.
So I would recommend it. But be ready. It's pretty fucked up.
It's a Christmas movie.
It's a
I
holiday
love when
flick.
Anthony, I love that you love the holiday adjacent too.
It's there's a Christmas tree in every single scene.
Yeah.
Oh,
No joke.
Even in the hooker
are we
scenes.
describing it as cozy?
No.
Okay.
But it is a Christmas
Well, that
flick.
hooker's apartment is a little cozy.
Oh,
although there's
that's good. Well,
shit
hookers
all
can
over the
have
wall.
cozy.
I mean, she was cozy.
Yeah. I mean, after a hard, long day's work, hard day's work, it's
She
nice
wanted
to
to
be
slow down and
cozy,
get cozy.
care less and do nothing. Literally do nothing.
After all that work, yes.
After all that doing.
So speaking of what we were just speaking of,
Yeah.
a friend, my friend Kara. Hi, Kara. You recommended that I listen into We Can Do Hard Things, the Epstein Files Explained. And I don't listen to We Do Hard Things. It's not a podcast that I've gotten too deep into, but I was blown the frick away by the accounts of so I guess the sister of either Glennon or Abby.
It's Glennon's sister.
Is she a lawyer?
I think she is.
She basically got all the facts, and what I loved about
It was chronological.
yes, from the
order.
beginning
which is
until
nice.
now.
Yeah.
And what I loved about it is that there were no conspiracy theories. This wasn't about so some people think this is
she was
factual
stating
shit.
facts. Mhm.
And I honestly had to pause for a moment and digest so much information, so many different hands in different pockets, so many governmental I'm not going to use the word conspiracies, relationships, connections, secrets, things buried so no one would get in trouble. This was a very organized situation from starting from a person's bad behavior, horrific behavior, to law enforcement, to governmental figures. It is insane, the net that was cast with this scandal. This wasn't a small situation. It's so much bigger than I think our brains can comprehend.
I
to be
think
honest,
it's a global
it
issue.
is. It is a global issue, and I share this
by design.
And I share this podcast because if you really want to know how, the chronological moment of it, I would highly recommend it because it's facts. And you'll understand better.
I found it interesting because I was literally thinking about where I was in my life when this all started. And I was like, God, I was on the front lines of mom and taking care of mom and just trying to get through my day. So it wasn't on it wasn't a headline for me when it started to become a headline.
06 or no,
08, 09. I was a new mom.
Yeah.
I was just hanging on by a thread, so I was not paying attention.
No.
But
you weren't supposed to be paying attention to this one, Michelle. So they did good. You weren't supposed to know about it.
You're right.
Yeah, it was supposed to be secret.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Yeah, so don't beat yourself up.
I
You
won't.
were not supposed to know about it.
Fair.
Which is fucked up. So I just want to let you guys know that if you want that kind of information, it's a pretty safe thing to listen to. It's not exploiting the sexual abuse. It's really just the facts of how it started. So it's something to consider. I'll leave it in the show notes. But you might end up sucking your thumb. So with that being said, we have one more ad break. We want to thank Posey Law Group for being one of our sponsors here at Cozy Conversations with the Sister Project. Posey Law Group brings heart to the law. Founded by attorney Stephanie Posey, who was on our podcast just a couple of weeks ago, this down-to-earth firm helps people with estate planning, real estate deals, or launching or protecting your business. With clarity, compassion, and no unnecessary legal jargon. Whether you're chasing your dreams, navigating big life transitions, or planning for the future, Posey Law Group is there to give you peace of mind and confident guidance every step of the way.
I'll drink my Pellegrino to that.
Drink your Pellegrino to that. To learn more about Stephanie and the incredible work that she does to help you feel legally taken care of, visit poseylawgroup.com and you will have all of the information to learn more about Stephanie and her firm. Michelle, my simple pleasure of the week has been co-sleeping with Luna. We were totally co-sleeping on vacation. We 100% co-sleep because she won't sleep in a thing, and where we were was one bed big enough for all of us. And Anthony and I have talked a bit about how cute it is to just watch her sleep.
Yep.
And they don't, she doesn't look like herself. She looks like this little tiny sleeping human, and it's darling. How they turn though from going straight with their head in your like next to your butt cheek and their foot in your,
Unbelievable. Heel in the nose.
how does that happen? I don't know.
Movers and shakers,
But
those
it's
little.
it's been a
really
simple
sweet.
joy. What's your simple joy?
My simple joy was taking the twins on their first official college
Oh,
visit.
look at us. Real different times in
Yeah.
our lives.
I took Will and Mia to go see Marquette on their day off earlier in the week, and they had never seen an urban school set in a city, and I was really curious to see how it would be received, and they loved it.
Marquette.
They loved
Well,
Marquette.
Milwaukee's really up and coming
I
now,
love
too.
you guys. If you
I would
ever,
do a quick getaway there.
Oh my God, we ate at a place called Cafe Belux, I think, right across kitty corner from like a market, a public market, I think.
I love a good
probably
public
ruining
market.
the names of all of these things. But it was so fun.
Fun.
And I mean, I'm going to pretend like I didn't think that the school was the coolest place ever and just see where the chips
Where
fall.
they end up.
Because they're going to get into college, remember?
Like
because
what
we
we
don't need to
talked
like buy more and spend more.
just so they
and
get in.
They're just doing it. And then guess what? It's going to all work out.
Yeah. It
We're
will all
done.
work out. And you will be going on more tours. This was just the beginning.
That was the first, and we're going to go check out more schools.
I love
Yeah.
going to look at schools.
Really fun.
How fun. What a fun time.
Yeah, super
I love
exciting.
that. Great. Well, you guys, thank you so much for tuning into Cozy Conversations with the Sister Project. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at the Sister Proj with a J. Subscribe to any of the podcasting streaming apps and services that you use. YouTube is where it's at, you guys. Just press subscribe. Other than that, be sure to sign up for our newsletter. It's in our show notes. That's where you can really keep in touch with us. And last, and certainly not least, let's just do it with this one, Michelle.
Yeah.
Don't forget to slow down, care less, do nothing, and
Stay cozy with